welcome to yoga in week 2 of the second challenge. So we are starting standing today. You might want a block or something that is going to help bring the floor closer to your hands. If you are not super flexi bendy or not super balanced, it may come in handy for you. Otherwise, you don't really need anything. Just coming to the front of the mat or whatever space you've got if you're not using a mat. So we'll start with the feet hip distance apart, just resting the hands by the sides and the shoulders, relax away from the ears. So ground in the heels, ground in the toes, close the eyes. So the idea is to just take this little moment to tune into the breathing, to be fully present in your body and in this moment. So we stand tall. So if you think of it as you're pushing into the floor even more, so I know we're standing on it, there's force, there's pressure, but we actually actively push down a little more. So be a little bit conscious of that connection to the earth. And with that press down, that force, there's an equal push back. So we're lifting up, using that force that's pushing back on us to lengthen. The inhale is through the nose, expand into the whole lung capacity. So that's from underneath your collarbones down near your kidneys. So you want that expansion. And exhale to release completely. My apologies for the power tool background if you can hear it. Unfortunately, I am filming in an industrial estate, so there's only so much I can do, but we'll go with what we've got. So one more deep breath, just standing tall with the eyes closed. Release it. Then we inhale to lift the hands high. And exhale to release. Good. Then we inhale to lift up. This time interlace the hands. Turn the palms to the sky. And we just find a little arch, a little lift, a little length through the waist. Good. And then release it. Come back to neutral. Inhale up. A little arch. And exhale. Come back to neutral. So find that little arch. You'll feel the ribs flare and then allow it to release. So then you know what that neutral feels like. 2 more. Inhale. And a little arch. And exhale. And last one. Inhale. Find that arch. Good. And exhale. Release. Nice. Then we inhale to lift all the way up. And exhale to fold forward. So you're hinging from the hips. Feet are still hip distance apart. Good. Inhale. Bend the knees, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. 3 more. Inhale, lengthen, little bend in the knees. Exhale, lift the tailbone high, fold. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. And last one. Inhale. And exhale. Good. So from there we inhale, lengthen. Exhale, keep the right foot where it is, step the left foot back. Keep that heel high, inhale to lift the body, lift the arms. We reach up. Good, and exhale, open out to a warrior 2. Nice, now we're going to stay here. Inhale, with the legs that is. Inhale, reach back away from that front knee. Exhale to come forward. Good, inhale, reach back, don't let that leg change. Exhale to come forward. Nice, you have 3 more. Inhale. Reach. Exhale. Reach to the front. 2 more. Inhale. Reach away from that front leg. Exhale. And 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. Now we stay here. Inhale. Reach the right hand to the ground. Reach the left hand high. Now this is where you may need that block or that floor elevator. Reach the right hand a little forward, shift into the right leg. It's quite early on, but we're going to come up into that balance. So we lift the left leg off. So we try to bring it in line with the hip, but work with what you've got. Reach the left hand to the sky as the right hand reaches to the ground. If you are feeling steady, look to the top hand. Keep the chest open. 3 more here. 2, little bend in that knee if you need to. Bottom leg that is. And 1 more. Good. Then we inhale. Controlled fall it all the way back to where you came from. Come all the way up. Nice. So it may have been less controlled than you would like, but that's okay. We get there. And exhale, reach forward. Find your triangle. Reach the right hand towards the ground, left hand towards the sky. Try to keep the body in one long line, so the crown of your head and the tailbone, one line. A deep breath. Looking to the top hand if your neck is okay. Strong through both legs. So push as much weight into that back foot as you have in the front one. And one more here. Good, then we inhale to lift all the way up. Exhale, turn the toes. So you're slightly pigeon-toed. Inhale, interlace the hands behind you, lift the chest. And exhale to fold forward. Soften the knees as you come down. Crown of the head towards the earth, hands up overhead. Lift up through the tailbone. But just check in with your feet. So you want toes and heels pressing the ground evenly. So we're not shifting so far forward we feel like we're going to fall over, or so far back that we're not getting as much of that forward fold as we could. Stay connected with your breathing. Stay present in that moment. And one more breath here. Good, then we inhale. Soften the knees a little more. Slowly roll your way up to standing. Turning the toes and release. Step to the front of the mat. Good. So now we follow through with the second side. We inhale, lift up, exhale to fold. Inhale halfway. Good, then we exhale, step the right foot back, and I am totally at the wrong side of my mat to be doing this. Good, so we step the right leg back, keep the legs strong. Inhale to lift the body, lift the arms, reach it up. And exhale to open out to that warrior two. So really bend into that front knee, sink, push weight into the back foot. Inhale, reach away from the front knee without coming up, and exhale to come forward, reach up and over. Good, inhale to come up, reach away, exhale, forward. Good, three more, inhale, reach back, so you're reversing the warrior. Exhale, reach it forward. Two more, inhale, strong and steady through that base, and exhale. Good, one more, inhale. Firm connection to the earth. Everything grows from there, right? So from there we inhale, reach the hands away from each other, left hand to the ground, the block or whatever you have to help you out here. Good, and then from here we shift the weight, lift the right leg off, reach the right hand high, or the right hand can come onto the hip if you really need to. We try to keep the hips open to the side of the mat. Looking to the top hand if you're steady. Strong through the top leg, so still try to give it a lot of energy, the same as what it was when it was on the ground. Breathe here. Just two more, little bend in that left knee or the standing leg if you need. The last one here. Now get excited, it's that controlled fall. Bend into that left knee. Good. Come all the way up to where you were. Good, but now both legs are long. Exhale, reach forward. Release the left hand, so you're reaching that left hand. Doesn't matter whether it only reaches the knee or the shin, but we're reaching towards the toes without collapsing through the body. So we want to keep the body, that line from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Three more. Look to the top hand as long as your neck is okay. Two. Breathe. Good, and one more here. Nice, then we inhale to come up and exhale to turn those feet once more. Good, so this time as you inhale, interlace the hands behind you, but go for the opposite pinky on the outside. So it'll be different for all of you, but We always do it one way and that feels comfortable, so change it over so you've got the opposite pinky on the outside. It'll feel really strange and you'll probably have to think about it, but if it doesn't feel strange and you didn't have to think about it, you probably didn't do it. So try again. We inhale, soften the knees, exhale, fold it forward once more, arms up and over. Deep breaths. Let the upper body be kind of heavy, so the crown of the head is kind of like magnetized towards the ground. It does not matter if it does not touch. Just move the goalposts if you do. So if the top of your head is touching, move the feet a little bit closer together. 3 more deep breaths here. Round the toes and the heels. 2. And last one here. And then we inhale, a little bend in the knees, a little more. Roll your way up to standing, releasing the hands, turning the feet. So we step back to the front of the mat or your space. Well done. Okay, so now we move a little bit more into hamstrings, and I will actually switch sides once more. So from here, we bring the hands to the heart. We inhale, bring the left knee into the chest. It's not a crazy balance. We're not staying here for too long. Lift, exhale, extend. We inhale to bend into that knee, and exhale, just hinge at the hips and take a step back, but we're only stepping back, it's roughly a meter, so it's not quite as wide as like our triangle pose or our warriors. Check in with your heels, so you want the heels either lining up with each other or slightly wide of each other, trying to make sure that you're not actually crossing over, because this is going to be really unsteady for you. With the back foot also, we want to try and get both hips facing forward. So turn the back foot more towards the front of the mat as much as you need to, so that you can get both hips, like the center, like the 2 hip bones facing forward. So it's better for your knee if you don't try to crank that foot out and then try to crank that hip. It does funky things to the knee. My knee is really feeling that today, so let's not do that. Turn the foot, it's not cheating. Face forward. Now from here, we bring the arms behind. You have 2 options. Option 1, press the palms together and you're reaching the fingertips towards the base of the skull. So you're reaching the hands up the body. It can be here, it can be kind of there, it doesn't matter. But if that's really not going to happen, if your wrists or shoulders aren't happy about that, thumbs to the elbows. So the important part here is the opening through the chest. That's what we're after. The rest is just being fancy or not. So we inhale to lift up, really deepen the crease in that front hip, keep the arms behind you, and exhale, fold forward. So it's almost like you've got a little arch through the upper back as you come forward. So really press the palms together if you've got the hands together, or really grip the elbows as if you're trying to bring the elbows towards the ceiling. So the belly down the right thigh, looking towards the right toes. And breathe there. So the inhale, lengthen out of that lower back. Exhale, fold it forward a little more. You have 3 more. Just check in with that back foot. Has it started to kind of lift off? Check in, really push that heel back onto the ground. So you want the feet even, so they're grounded evenly, so the weight is even. Or as even as you can with the whole body falling forward. Take 1 more breath here. So then we inhale, come up just halfway. So you want the spine long. And then we exhale, release the hands. Your left hand is going to come onto the shin, the ankle, the foot, or if you can, to the floor on the pinky toe edge of that right foot. Lift the right hand high. So you're finding a nice little twist here, and so it doesn't matter if you're here or here. Don't worry about how low that hand gets. It's not about that. Think about it as a twist and hamstrings and a little bit of hips and a little bit of balance. So there's a whole lot going on in this pose. It is quite a challenge. It's one of the reasons why I like it so much, not going to lie. 3. I feel like you get sort of 3 or 4 benefits for the price of 1 pose. So it's a good bargain. 1 more breath here. Lengthen the spine. Turn the center of the chest towards the ceiling. Good, then we bend the knee a little. Inhale to come up. And exhale, step it forward, hands to the heart. Well done. So, we do have the second side to do. Always there's a second side. So hands to the heart. We inhale, bring the right knee into the chest. Exhale, extend it out in front. Inhale, bend. And exhale, take that little hinge, that step back. Check in with the feet. Once more, so making sure the heels are either lined up or a little wide. Turn that back foot enough so that the hips can face forward. Bring the hands behind you and either pressing palms or thumbs to the elbows, whichever version works. Open up through the chest, so really pull the elbows back. It's that idea. So rather than kind of, okay, great, we're here, we're hanging out, be active with it. So be present, make it a little deeper, and exhale, fold from that hip. So you really deepen that crease between the leg and the hip as you come forward. Bring the belly towards the left thigh, gaze towards those left toes, elbows draw up. 4 more breaths here. Push into the back foot, so steady the weight. 3, 2, lift those elbows, chest open. 1 more. Good, then we inhale to come all the way up. Nice, well, actually halfway. Excuse me, got excited about the next move already. Then from there, release the hands. Right hand either catches the shin, the ankle, the foot, or the floor. Lift the left hand high. So this is your revolved triangle. Press into that back foot. So chances are good as you've come forward, it's lifted. So really shift the weight back. So the torso might be reaching forward, but you're still really anchored through those feet. It's that idea of a steady connection to the earth. Looking to the top hand. Full deep breaths. 3. Feel the length in the spine, so we kind of pull the center of the head or the crown of the head away from the tailbone. And 1 more breath here. Ground those feet. Nice, then we inhale, bend that front knee, slowly coming up, and exhale, step it to the front of the mat. Okay, so from here, we inhale, lift the hands high, and exhale to fold forward. We inhale halfway, then exhale, hands to the ground, we step or jump the feet back to a plank. Then we inhale to hold here. Then exhale, either lower the knees or just lower down in plank, lower all the way to the ground. Inhale to lift the heart. So we draw the shoulders back, hold it here. 5 breaths of grounding the feet, lifting the center of the chest, lift the top of the head. 3, 2, and last one. Okay, then inhale, releasing, coming down. So we have done a version of this little twist and shoulder opener before. So what we were working with was the arms straight out and rolling onto that side. So we did it fairly recently, and it's that version. But we're going to do a slightly different version of that this time. So the arm, the elbow will still be out in line with the shoulder. So what it looks like, it'll be like a cactus arm, or a stop sign. So you're still on the belly. The right arm is out. Plant the elbow in line with the shoulder, bend the elbow. And then it's the same idea, rolling onto that right side, bend the left knee and plant that left foot. Now, you're probably not going to get anywhere near the same amount of range as you did with the arms straight out. So just let go of that straight away and just roll with what we've got. So Just keeping that elbow bent, the elbow in line with the shoulder, and find that little roll. And just breathe there. So if you can, let the head rest on the floor. Still finding the flow with the breath. And just 2 more there. And last one. Good. And then coming down, coming back to center and switching it over. So bring the left arm out and then rolling onto that left side. Bend into the right knee. Bring the right foot onto the mat behind the left leg. And breathe here. I'm trying to not be uneven by rolling to one side and not being able to on the other side with the microphone and squishing it. So 3 more breaths there. Just let the head rest. Slow the breath down. 2. Good. And last one here. Hang out in it for a little mini moment longer. Good. And then we inhale. Roll back onto the belly. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. And exhale to press it back into a child's pose. So you're either bringing the hips to the heels and keeping the knees together, or take the knees wider than the hips. So it's your call which version. So just melt in there. Full breath. So let the breath flow. And 4 more. Let the body relax here. 3. 2. And last one. Good, then we inhale to come up. And from there, we're just bringing the right knee forward. Take the right foot wide. Then bring the left knee behind the right. And come down to sitting inside the heels. So if this isn't possible, we're sitting cross legs. But if it is, you've got 1 foot to either side of the hips. So you're either crossing the legs or sitting this way. So from here, we inhale. Take the arms out wide. Then exhale. Bring the right elbow underneath the left. Apologies for that. Bind if you can. So elbow under. Press palms if you can. Back of the hands if you like. And then lean it forward. So you're kind of hooking the elbows outside the knees if you can, or headed that way, and then pull back through the center of the chest. So the elbows are reaching forward, but the center of the chest is pushing back away. So you're kind of hooked and then pulling away from it. So this will add another dimension to that opening through the top and the back of the shoulders. So it's kind of that trapezius, rhomboid area, particularly trapezius gets really tight and kind of grumpy. So we're getting into that space. Deep breaths here. I know the hips are possibly not enjoying this either, so we deepen the breath rather than letting it get shallow. Check where your focus is. We just have 2 more here. And last one. So then we inhale to release. Roll it up, unwind it, relax the shoulders. Good, and from there, release the legs and switch it over. So you may need to kind of roll forward to get that stack, or just bringing the other leg in front if you're sitting cross legs. Okay, so from there we take the arms wide, then bring the left elbow underneath the right, so find that bind, and then lean it forward. So if you can, hook the elbows, and from there draw back away from the elbows, from the knees, so find that space there. Pulling back and finding the opening through the back of the shoulders. What I'm not doing is I'm just trying to not create lots of kerfuffle around the mic and make it horrible to listen to. 4. 3. 2. And last one. Good. Right, and we inhale to unwind it. Take the hands behind you. And then slowly release the legs, unwind. Shake them out if you need to. Good, and then we sit up tall. And then from here, we simply take the right arm out, bring it across the body. Actually, let's do this another way. Let's roll onto the belly. Oh, this is a good one. Come onto the belly. We have done this in another class. So coming back onto your belly. So we reach the right arm out to the right, reach the left arm across the front of the body, and then sink the chest and the chin towards the ground. Good, so you're sinking in. The hands walk away from each other. So I'm sitting up a little bit, just again to try not to muffle everything. But you're really crossing over at the arms and draw them away from each other. Sink it down. So you're really getting into those shoulders. So particularly after we've done a lot of Pilates with a lot of planks, and then we've done 2 Pilates classes in this challenge where we've had the hand weights or water bottles. So it's nice to get into the shoulders, get into the arms, and really open that up. Let's take one more breath there. Good, then releasing, slowly coming up. Good, and then you're sliding the left arm through and the right arm out in front. So switch it over so the other arm is in front. Walk the hands out away from each other. So still on your belly, still doing the same thing. And then chest forward, chin over the arms if you can. Just be really careful to, still be able to breathe in this one. So for some of us, it gets a little bit intense through the neck. You don't want to cut that supply. Remember to breathe, kind of ease up on the neck, but still work the chest down if you're finding it, you're kind of pressing on your neck. 3. 2. Just relax into it. And last one there. Good, then releasing, slowly coming out, walking those hands out. Nice, and then taking the hands under the shoulders, pressing up to the hands and knees once more. And this time we bring the legs through and come to sitting. The legs are out in front. Good, so scooting forward on the mat. Good, and rolling down. And then we inhale to bring that right knee into the chest. Hug the knee into the body. And from there, we actually catch a hold of the back of the leg, extend the leg, and catch either the calf muscle or the thigh or whatever it is you reach. Keep your left hip where it is, and we take that right leg out to the right. So we create that little bit of space through the inner thigh, and we keep the chest open. 3 more breaths here, looking over the left shoulder. 2. And then last one. And we inhale, come back through center, catch a hold of the foot or the leg with the left hand and twist it across. Reach the right arm out to the right, Bring that right leg in towards the body. Deep breaths. Really slow it down. So this is heading in towards our relaxation, so we are really slowing it down and just tuning inwards. So close the eyes if you like. If you trust your interpretation of my words to do the same thing. One more breath there. Good. Then we release. Bend that knee, come back to center, hug the right knee into the chest, and then exhale, release the right leg. We inhale, bring the left knee in and catch the back of the leg and extend it, and then reach either to the calf muscle or the thigh or the foot if you can. Right hip stays down as we go wide with that left leg. So really try to push down through the right hip. Slow the breathing. Look over the right shoulder. Three more. 2. Push out through the right heel. 1 more. Good, then we inhale, come back to center, switching hands, and exhale to twist. Draw the leg in towards the body, reach the left arm to the left. 4 more. Looking to the left hand. 3. 2. 1 more. The noise is usually perfect timing for Shavasana. Then we inhale to come back to center. Exhale to hug that knee into the chest. Good, and releasing that leg. So then adjust, do anything else you need to do, and come into your Shavasana as your relaxation time. So please give yourself this time now or some other time today, but allow yourself to rest, to be still. And thank you for joining me.